Welcome, Gemini and Gemini cross watchers, to your full moon lunar eclipse reading for the full moon in Taurus on October 28th. So we have the Hierophant here at the bottom of the deck with the Fortune's Wheel or Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Fire. Gemini, I kind of feel like you're this Page of Wands here, but regardless of, so please flip the roles if that resonates better. But I feel like somebody here is, it's like someone here is trying to put on a show and the other person is looking at it, not quite with haughty derision, but with this like, really? Almost this like, is this for real? Is this really what we're going to do right now? It just feels like not quite a disinterested energy, but more annoyed. So we're going to see what's coming in for you here. What is it that's coming in? Oh, for heaven's sakes, 1 second. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, we have the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. Upright, it talks about something that may be a little bit immature, something that's almost like a premature offer, but something that's stable. And I feel like here, someone's going to come in and they're playing you, or that they're trying to play you, but it's almost like they think it's some big joke, if that makes sense. It feels like whatever's going on, this person's coming in, they're going to tell you a lie. They know it's a lie, and they know that you know it's a lie. I don't really know what they're wasting your time for, but it's almost like this person wants to come in and use that type of interaction as like a playful banter sort of thing. I'm not so sure you're feeling it. What's Gemini's take on this? Oh yeah, you're not. And the deck is upright, just to let you know. We got the Four of Wands reversed. So upright, that's, the 1111 celebration card. And I feel like if it was upright, it would kind of feel like, okay, there's some people where you have that certain banter with, right? Like you both kind of BS each other, but it's playful and it's back and forth. But it doesn't really feel like this person is able to kind of keep up with you in that regard. They do seem to really want something with you. It's almost like somebody here is just a bit too serious. I feel like this reading's a little bit all over the place, so I'm sorry if that's the case, but I'm just going to read it as I see it. How does this person feel about Gemini? How does this person feel about Gemini? How does this person feel about Gemini? Queen of Pentacles upright. Gemini, they feel like, here's the thing, this person feels like you are giving them, this is what it feels like, to a lesser person, they think you would be giving them, that person, mixed signals, but they seem to think that they can read you really well, so they feel like you're just playing hard to get. So if you don't want this person, they for sure think that you do. That's not to say like, oh, it's, placing blame on anybody. It's just, they seem to feel that, I feel like you showed them something about yourself and they feel like that's their kind of like ticket in, if that makes sense. How does Gemini feel about this person? Oh, wow. So we got 3 cards here. We have the Two of Pentacles, Hanged Man, and the Star. So, Gemini, I feel like there is some physical attraction here, but it's almost like the path to get around all of this kind of like red tape, or it's like certain delays around decision making with this person. I feel like they may be somebody that like has to keep up appearances, right? It feels like somebody that really, how do I say this? They need other people to see them as a certain type of person and in a certain light. And it's like, and I feel like they may be the type of person that will turn their back on. Sorry, I just heard a bang. I'm just going to take one of the headphone things off here. This old house kind of creaks and groans sometimes. I feel like, I'm just going to move the mic a bit. Okay. This is somebody that if the two of you were having one of those like fun banter conversations and somebody came in and was critical of it, it's like they would immediately start justifying it and trying to placate this person and play into whatever that person, you know, seems to be intimating that they want. And I feel like that's kind of a deal breaker for you. It feels like that's a huge kind of like, oh, you're one of those sort of people. And that might come across as really catty. So I'm sorry if it did, but it's really more like you may have felt that, oh, here's someone that can like do the banter, right? Because you guys are usually pretty quick. But it's like, yeah, they're capable of it, but they're insecure about it. I feel like you end up seeing this person as actually a lot more vulnerable than they would like people to know. It feels like the kind of person that it's like they want to pretend that they're not vulnerable, but anybody that spends any amount of time with them sees them that way. What does Gemini not know about this person? What do they not know that they need to know? What does Gemini not know? What does Gemini not know that they need to know? Death reversed. Okay. So Gemini, not to say that you're trying to come in and change anybody, but if you feel like setting an example, yeah, that's not going to happen. If you feel like setting an example for this person, going back to them feeling like they constantly have to like justify themselves and placate other people. I don't really feel like that's something that that you're into, if you will, right? It's almost more like, whereas they would just to capture the energy, it may not be the actual situation, but it's like, oh, sorry, I'm just realizing you can't see all of the cards. I'll just move them over while I'm talking. Well, let's say, for example, the two of you are bantering, right? And it's like, and if you see somebody notice and be like, what's going on over there? You may push the envelope a little bit. Just, all in good fun, right? But it feels like even if you were to do that, this person is not going to be able to adopt that style of humaning. It's like whatever example you feel you may set for this person by being as free as you are and kind of being able to push the envelope, I do not see this person being able to adopt that. And I feel like regardless of what you or this person felt may have been possible, I feel like once things kind of everything comes out in the open, I don't think you're going to be attracted to them. Maybe there's physical chemistry there, right? But it feels like it just doesn't feel like it's someone that you're interested in or that you resonate with. And what's interesting is it's almost like, I'm not trying to be mean, okay? But I feel like part of this person may have approached you because you fit the description of, see, here's what's kind of a little bit heartbreaking, right? It's like you fit the description of everything that they've been told that they want at face value. It's like, but then they get to know you and it's like, wow, I could really, I really would love to get to know this person. But then all of this insecurity and then comes in and it just kind of, it's almost like, somebody throws the baby out with the bathwater here. So I think we're going to pull. What can Gemini expect to be? So we have the Six of Pentacles. I'm going to be honest. I feel like you're going to see someone. I think someone else is going to catch your eye. It just is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. I feel like there is definitely somebody else that catches your eye here, and it feels like this person is, again, this isn't to be unkind to this other person that has a lot of insecurity, but there's something that really attracts you to this one that seems to make this insecure person kind of like a distant memory. And I feel like this insecure person is looking at you as you move forward with someone else or in the direction of someone else, almost as like, but I thought we had a thing here. And I feel like this other person it's almost like they're just much more your style. And what's interesting is we do have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. I feel like it's almost the energy of you may be physically attracted to two people at the same time, but I feel like there's really only one person that you feel like you can communicate and interact with on a like intellectual, emotional sort of level rather than just the physical. And it feels like it's the Six of Pentacles person here. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel like you want to entirely let go of the insecure person. What does Gemini need to know about the choice that they have? I feel like you could have either. But from what I'm seeing, it feels like you would have, like, you may occasionally think about what it would have been. Let's say, for example, you choose the person that you connect with better on more levels. You may occasionally think about this person and what the physical aspect with them may have been like. But I feel like if you get with this person that's physical, it does feel like eventually you will end up wanting that person anyway. The other one that you have the connection with. It does feel like somebody is going to be coming in here and getting into an argument with you. I feel like somebody is going to come in and it's almost like they may come in and pretend to be neutral, but actually they're on the side of this star person, this insecure person. They seem to feel like they're coming in and like fighting the good fight. But I feel like you end up just kind of finding them a little bit amusing rather than, menacing or troublesome or disruptive. I do feel like whoever this other person that comes in that tries to like fight on the insecure person's behalf, it does feel like it makes this Six of Pentacles person start backing away. So can we get some advice? I think the Knight of Wands was at the bottom of the deck. Maybe I'm like for one of the other decks. Anyway, we have the Knight of Wands and the Magician. So, Gemini, this might sound strange, but just bear with me. I feel like right now it's kind of a time for you to do some exploring, if you will. I feel like you are going to have a lot of people interested in you, especially around that full moon. And I feel like at the end of the day, obviously it's going to be, up to you what or who you choose. It just feels like there's this message that it's almost like whatever it is that you're actually moving towards doesn't have a whole lot to do with this person that's going to come in and argue with you and the insecure person. It feels more like if you're ready for that kind of like real long-term solid commitment, the Six of Pentacles is the right choice. I'm just not so sure that's actually, maybe that's something that you want down the road. It just feels like that might not be exactly what you're interested in right now. It feels like, this is just what I'm seeing, okay? It feels like you might be interested in a little bit of drama right now. Not necessarily like drama that you want drama in your life, but it's almost like you may be feeling a bit, I'm not trying to insult you. You may be feeling a bit bored, and in that boredom, this kind of like messiness with the insecure person and this one coming in and arguing and all that sort of stuff. It's like, if you didn't have any forethought, that would seem more interesting. It doesn't seem more interesting to you when you're looking at the long term, but it's almost like you kind of wouldn't mind a little bit of a, you know, being somewhere where the pot's getting stirred. And from what I'm seeing, okay, it feels like if you do that, which some of you may choose to do that, that might just be what you want right now. I feel like that really does push this person away. What can Gemini expect if they go with this Six of Pentacles person? High Priestess. Here's the thing. We do have the Eight of Wands here. Wow, with the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like there is a lot of potential here, but it actually feels like this Six of Pentacles person that is, you know, that reasonable, so on and so forth. It actually feels like they end up looking down on you. I feel like this is somebody that, you know, excuse the phrase here, I'm sure this dates me, but it's like they kind of have this hoity-toity, holier than thou sort of energy. I feel like this is someone that actually, it's like maybe you can connect with them on a certain type of level, but they actually seem judgmental. You know, they look at people with disdain. You know what I mean? It's the energy of somebody like maybe they've done well for themselves, but instead of, you know, letting people live their lives and not judging where people are and how they got there, this person's very judgmental. They look at people and be like, oh my, like, it's not even like a catty sort of thing. It's more like a harsh judgment type of energy. I mean, I keep trying to pull out, you know, if there's some definitive advice, and I feel like this reading is really more about giving you a deeper understanding of what your options are, right? Because it's like at first this person up here seemed like they may be the better choice, but there is this reticence, there is something holding you back. And I feel like it actually is that type of energy that like they're not going to be, it's like they have fun, but to a point. You know what I mean? They seem to be a bit of a wet blanket sometimes. And I, you know, at the end of the day, Gemini, I'm not sure any of the options that I'm seeing here are options that you are super excited about. So, yeah, and for like, I guess the message here is if you're concerned about making a choice here or which choice you're going to make or long term or blah, 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 it actually feels like the options that you're presented with, the reason you may kind of like, I don't know. And it's not the like, oh, Gemini can't make a decision garbage, okay? It's like the stereotype that kind of comes with your sign. It's more that, do you really even want any of these options once you get to know what the option really is? So, I think I'll leave it there, Gemini. If you've made it to the end of the reading, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. If you're new here, welcome. I try to upload twice a week. Usually it is once on Wednesdays for Gemini. So there's 3 signs a day during the week that are longer reads. And then I have the mini, try to keep them between 5 and 10 mini love reads on Sundays. So next week, I do have those coming out on Sunday. Next week, I have the November 2023 monthly love readings coming out. Also, with respect to private reads, I am hoping to open those up in the next few weeks once my midterms are over. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.